Behold, my stupidity. We shall now pause for applause. Hello, this is Polly, and you are watching The Great Golly. Now, before we get into the whole story of what's going on there, I'd just like to introduce myself a bit more. So what can you expect? A lot of animation, a lot of speed paints, a lot of animation speed paints. So if that appeals to you, maybe stick around for a couple of more videos if I ever upload any. Okay, and with that, we're going to talk about why I'm not the sharpest crayon in the box. What we have here is, you guessed it, a speed animation. And if you want to get into the nitty-gritty, a GIF, a graphics interchange format. We're learning all sorts of things today. Because you see, the idea was to have an animated banner on YouTube. But if you're not aware, because I was not aware, you cannot have a GIF as your homepage. Other platforms do allow it, like Vimeo and Tumblr and things like that, but this is why we do our research before we go ahead and just decide to make something. The most research I did for this was looking up on YouTube, can you have an animated banner on YouTube? And the answer was yes. And when I heard that, I just clicked out of the video and went off and made it. But for those of you who don't know, YouTube did used to allow you to have an animated banner, but for some reason that is no longer the case. And I think that would have been really cool because I am the type of person who really loves just, you know, those manic sites with loads of sparkly icons flashing in your face. I think they're actually quite interesting. But alas, that is not what is going to happen here. So there I am, just drawing away and drawing that hand. Absolutely none the wiser that this isn't going to work. But there I go, making that animation, thinking to myself, oh yeah, this is going to be great. This is going to look absolutely just fantastic. And just as well, I'll mention I also made an animated icon. I did record that, but the video will be quite long with it. Now, most of the time you can't see the animated icon, but I have heard that if you make a comment, you can see it in the icon in the comment, but not on the homepage or anything like that. But, well, there's something, I guess. Now, I guess we'll just have a brief little talk about what I'm doing here. I'm tracing over, as you can see, the drawing multiple times, and the reason I'm doing that is to create a boil effect. If you don't know what that is, once I have 3 separate drawings, they're all a little different, and when you play them on top of each other, they get a little wiggly, you know? As in like boiling water, hence a boil. Ooh, wordplay. Well, not really. Then what we're going to do here is we're doing the hand wave, and basically what I've done here is I've copied it 3 times and positioned them so they're a little further away from each other, and then drawn an in-between between them to get a bit more of a smoother movement of the hand wave. And if you've also noticed, I've changed from one file, which was a really long kind of bookmark shape, a rectangle, to this kind of A4 shape. Now, the reason I did that was pure stupidity, really. I recently got a Cintiq, and for the Cintiq, what I like to do is turn the brightness of my computer screen completely down, because like I'm not using the computer screen when I'm looking straight at the Cintiq, and it's only sucking the battery. But for some reason what I've learned is if I put it all the way down, it gets kind of weird and glitchy. I don't know why. You can see that kind of like weird glitching going on there. Maybe you can't. But yeah, so I thought maybe changing to a different format would fix that. I don't know why I thought that would fix that, but yeah. What we're getting into here now is we're going coloring, which I find is my favorite part of doing anything, because it's a bit, you know, it's kind of a bit mindless. You don't have to think too hard about it once you get a nice color scheme going. So you don't really have to worry too much about anything after that. But back to that rectangle shape. The reason it was that shape is because that is the dimensions of the YouTube banner. I highly recommend whenever you're making something specifically for a platform, you know, say Instagram or Tumblr or whatever, you should look up their dimensions to make sure that your picture will fit where you want it to go. Because after I've measured it, then I moved it into this A4 kind of paper page thing. So, you know, it's nothing really fancy, it's just, you know, simple boils and things moving from right to left. And you know, for like a looping GIF, that's like, you know, the easiest way to get it done, because sometimes, you know, if you've got a loop that's a bit more complicated, it's just difficult to get everything to stop and start at the same time. And well, some people just like to make it a bit more complicated for themselves, and you know, if you want to go the whole hog, then go the whole hog, I guess. But for me, I wanted to take a break from some work I was doing, and I thought this would be just a fun, simple thing to do. You know, just all my favorite activities, really. Mindless boiling, coloring, and easy animation. I needed a bit of a break from what I was doing. And just in case you're wondering, like, I didn't go into this not knowing what I would make. I did have like a sketch in a sketchbook already kind of planned out, because I don't really like going in without kind of a general idea of what I was going to do. Like, the flowers on the side, they were kind of a bit of an addition, because that's kind of not a safe zone, so not everybody will see that, because people will be watching on different size screens. You know, some people have their TVs, other people have a laptop or an iPad, or some people are watching on a small phone, you know? So the screen size is different, and sometimes images will get cut off. If you've ever watched a TV on a box like TV, you know, those big old boxes, and on a widescreen, you'll see there's like a different area that they cover. Like, the widescreen is obviously larger, so things are going to get cut off if you're watching on the smaller screen. So that's what you have to keep in mind when you're making these kind of things as well. You see that purple area on the image now? That is what's going to be the bare minimum that can be seen, like on people's phones. Then if they go in and watch it on a larger screen, like a TV or a laptop, they'll be able to see the flowers just swaying in the breeze. And with that, it looks like I've reached my halfway point of the video, and just to be completely honest with you, I've recorded this quite a few times, and I've just deleted. I've been saying a lot. Now, you've probably been hearing some ums, but a lot of them have been deleted, so please do trust me. I'm trying not to say If you've ever like talked into a microphone, it is a little nerve-wracking, but I think I've gotten over bits of the nerves so far. It's okay. So I suppose the only advice I could offer there is plow through it and hope for the best. Anyways, just onto a quick what I'm doing there. I'm just matching the frames up to the right animation, and I look about done there, pretty happy. I mean, look at that. That would have been looking so good. And the thing is, when I uploaded it onto YouTube, it gave me this little image here, so like, I don't know why they don't do it. Why did they do it like that? They tricked me. That's so mean. But yeah, that's basically how I wasted, I don't know, a good few hours of my day. If anybody wants like a run through of how to do that in detail, if you want to do the same stupid thing I just did, well, you know, just leave me a comment and I'll think about making something. Well, it's been fun, and see you next time.